Then back in 2015-16, we even did set up our AI and digital team to solutions company. We started building repeatable assets. So that's when we actually pivoted from a digital organization to a data-led organization, from 350 billion to 950 billion. Now what businesses are doing, they are evolving to adopt AI. AI is going to reframe the game of services industry.
Hello and welcome everyone to the next episode of the A Media House podcast Simulated Reality. Today we have with us the Chief of Staff and AI Strategist at EXL, Deepti Kalra. Hi Deepti, how are you doing today?
Hi Kashyap, I'm doing well. Good to be there with you on your podcast.
Thank you so much for making the time. And we are going to have a conversation around your journey as a chief of staff and working very closely with the CEO, and hope it gives us a really good glimpse into EXL's journey over the past couple of years. I think it has had a very transformative journey, changing decisions that have a heavy impact on some of the way that you as an organization function. How has it been working? You have almost completed 8 years. How has your journey been in EXL? Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, sure. I would say that it has been a wonderful ride, a roller coaster ride for sure. Since I have joined, there are like tons of there are tons of experiences that I can count on. Earlier, we used to focus more on capabilities, and then we moved to a solutions company. We started building repeatable assets so that we can deliver value to clients at speed. And then now with advent of Gen AI, everything is changing. We are seeing that the demand for our services is changing rapidly. Clients are looking at us to deliver outcomes, and not even in months, in just few days and weeks. And that's the evolution that I have seen myself. And I would say that I've personally learned every day.
When was the first time you established the data team, and how did you reach to 10,000?
Yeah. So back in 2006, we acquired a company called Inductus. That's when we started our data analytics practice. And we
Yeah.
kept on, increasing and expanding that practice significantly across different verticals. Earlier, we were more focused on insurance. Then we expanded it to banking, retail, CPG, across all industry verticals, our analytics practice. And then back in 2015-16, we even did set up our AI and digital team, where we had our specific engineers. And that team together with data analytics, is exponentially increasing at a rapid pace over the years. And
Yeah,
that
it
makes
is
up our total of
exponentially, man.
10,000 plus.
Yeah, because I remember having conversations with some of your team members. 1.5 years back, I think it was around 7,000. And if I am correct, 3 years back, it was 5,000. So it is really, you're growing at a really rapid scale. You have been at the heart of it. You've been working very closely with the CEO. You decided to pivot EXL as a AI first organization, right? How did the conversation start? What was the thought process of your leadership? Why was the need felt? And what are some of the dialogues that happened in the boardroom at that time?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, Kashyap. So I'll start with a little bit background in COVID. So at the time of COVID, what we realized that data is very, very critical. While we had our data analytics practice, we realized that, unless and until you have your foundation data set and the data management practices right, you won't be able to implement any of the technologies, and you can't integrate into workflows and get the right outcomes that you want. So that's when we actually pivoted from a digital organization to a data-led organization. Of course, we have been doing AI implementations and all that stuff since then, but data was at the core of everything that we were doing. We were ensuring that we have our foundational data management layer set up, and then with the advent of Gen AI, we realized that there's a new segment, which is AI services segment, that has completely opened up, and it has increased our target addressable market to 3x, by 3x times, right? So from 350 billion to 950 billion. And that basically forced us to have that boardroom conversation to say that, should we become a data and AI led organization, or should we just focus on data led? And of course there was a common consensus that, it is very important that, we are very, very uniquely positioned to capitalize on this increased target addressable market, just because, we are strong with data, we are strong with industry processes and data ontologies because of our domain experience. If we combine that data and domain together with these AI algorithms, we can definitely deliver much more tangible value to our clients, what they are looking for. So that's what actually necessitated for us to be a data and AI led organization.
What are some of the you mentioned that there were several factors that positioned you separately. You did mention some of those factors as well. I would like you to elaborate a little bit on some of these, right? Especially you said data ontologists, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So, what is data ontology? What does that mean exactly? Why does it position you uniquely? Plus, when you mentioned that you were always a very data-led organization, to be able to then build on to data science, AI practices, what does that mean exactly?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So let's understand what has changed in this AI era for a minute, right? So the
Yeah.
whole definition of business transformation has changed. Now what businesses are doing, they are evolving to adopt AI by embedding AI powered applications and solutions directly into their workflows via APIs without having to, redesign the tech platform first. So what this is doing is, this is leading to a decentralized transformation, then a centralized transformation. So with
Okay.
this decentralized transformation, what that means, now the AI implementations are going to happen more and more. This is allowing organizations and businesses to launch solutions much more faster than ever before. So
Okay.
you're going to see more AI implementations, this decentralization leading to more AI implementations. Now, with this definition of business transformation changing, what has become more critical is that, for these AI algorithms to produce high quality outputs, you need to have a very, very right understanding of the domain and processes. And if you have the understanding of the data ontologies, the processes, let's take an example of claims process, right? If you really understand, what kind of claims adjudication process looks like, and what kind of claim histories that claim adjuster should be looking at, if you have all of that metadata knowledge, and if you're able to embed that contextual knowledge into AI algorithms, the quality of the outputs is going to be much better. So that's
Yeah.
the main part of it. The second is our ability to do all the data modernization and management at scale and speed. And why we are uniquely positioned is what I was sharing with you earlier, that, data as the foundation layer is something that we have been doing over the last few years, because we understand that, if your data is not set rightly, then you cannot deliver outputs in a most efficient way. So our ability to stitch domain, the process and industry knowledge with the right data management and cloud modernization practices that we have built over the years, and plug it with the right AI algorithms, is leading us to help organizations in this decentralized AI implementations era. Because now they are doing a lot of implementations, and our combination is helping them to not only get higher quality outputs, but at the optimized cost, at the reduced latency. Because these are important questions, right? There's a lot of trade-off that organizations have to make these days between the quality output as well as the optimized computing costs, because computing costs are sometimes become very difficult to manage.
Processes that are there, right? So I'm sure that some of the things primarily as a ITS company, right? Some of the processes that you followed, or some of the technology partnerships that you made, the talent that you hired, right? So all of these factors also needed some level of, if not change, at least a pivot, right? And that is very critical. How do you enable that as an organization? And what was your role working closely with the CEO in enabling that?
Yeah, no, that's again, a wonderful question. There are a lot of changes and pivot that we as an organization are making. And I'll start with the talent one, right? So, what we have realized for a services company like ours, there are two types of talent: one who work with AI, and another who work on AI. So, and we have to have very different strategies for both types of talent, right? So people who are going to work with AI, you have to ensure that you have the right training and sandbox environments for them to be able to experiment with the AI technology and build solutions at scale, at speed, experiment, be at the leading or the forefront of the technology innovation, right? And people who are going to work on AI, you need a different strategy for that talent. You basically we want to ensure that they have the right trainings to ensure that they're able to keep up with working on different types of AI systems that we will be building. So that definitely, there are two types of training programs that we are developing and different strategies that we are devising for both types of talent. For the technology, I would say that one thing that we have realized, Kashyap, in this era is that we cannot, if we have to, so we are at the competitive edge, like I said, that domain plus data plus AI positions us uniquely. But trust me, the pace at which technology is evolving, we'll also have to continually innovate, and we'll have to ensure that we are partnering with the best of the partners. We are partnering with the technology giants like Nvidia. We recently announced a partnership with Nvidia. We are also partnering with hyperscalers like Amazon, Microsoft, Google's of the world. And then we're also partnering with data platforms like Databricks, Snowflake, so on and so forth, right? So our thinking is that whatever enables us to deliver outcomes for the clients at scale and speed, so we should be doing that. And we are trying to bring in all the best practices and all the collective strengths of these companies together to build our solutions.
There's a lot of collaboration among these leaders, which then you have to translate into teams, right? And so that it percolates down to the at the very associate level of data professionals. So tell us a little bit about your experience, your journey working with the CEO and other leadership at EXL.
Yeah, absolutely. Working with Rohit is always great. I think he's an amazing leader to work with. There's definitely not even a second that you can miss not to learn. You're learning every second. That means there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of requests that keep coming your way. But what I really like about working with leadership at EXL is that we're trying to be ahead in the market and industry trends, and really working with them, seeing that during the COVID in itself, while everybody was focused on navigating crisis, we were thinking about what's going to be the next evolution and industry trend that's going to come our way. And we realized that okay, data is something that we should invest right now. Similarly, we started investing in AI a long back, and now we realize that with advent of Gen AI, that has absolutely increased a new AI services segment for us. So I would say that it has definitely been amazing working with the leadership, ensuring that one, we are ahead of the industry, and second, we are percolating that down to every level in the organization, ensuring that everyone understands the importance of embracing AI. I'll give you an example of a solution that we implemented for our own organizations, which is Employee Wiki. It's an AI application that enables employees to ask a question about the travel policy, or say if you have a question on the bonus policy, you can ask a question and you'll get a response. And what we have seen that in the last 3 months, we have not only developed, implemented that solution, but we are also trying to scale it, because
Yeah.
among 55,000 employees, you don't want it to be stuck to only 5,000 employees who are using it, right? You would want everyone to use it. And that that excitement, passion, when that comes from CEO and when that comes from the entire top leadership, that ultimately gets down to every individual level in the organization. So I think that just excites me, and that's one reason I've been associated with the organization for long, right? I see that passion getting down to every employee of EXM.
What are some of the qualities that you observe in Rohit, Vivek, and some of the other leaders as well in your organization? I'm sure one thing comes to my mind that they're probably very fast. They're very very decisive. Very quick in their decision making, and start doing that. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I would like to learn some of the qualities that these leaders should bring in, that that inspire you, and to kind of imbibe them, and grow within your career as well in terms of this.
Yeah, absolutely. You're spot on, Kashyap. I would say that, decision making is something that I am learning every day. How do you ensure that you take decisions, collective decisions in the boardroom, and then ensure that, those decisions get down to the actual middle management, to every employee in the organization so that they execute on that decision making. So that I'm learning every day, that how do you take decisions and how do you ensure that those are being executed. Another thing is that how you're actually so very passionate about what you do. So none of the leaders that I have worked with, right, Rohit of course, very very passionate about scaling this organization to newer heights. Every day he's thinking about newer ways to take EXL to a different level. And so is Vivek. It has been wonderful working with Vivek, really getting to learn that how do you stay ahead of the technology curve as well, like how do you ensure that you're keeping up with the industry trends and ensuring that we are following pace. We're definitely pacing with those changes. And so is, by the way, I'm not sure if you got a chance to talk to Andy Logani. So he's our chief digital officer, so it's been a similar experience working with him.
You have adopted very quickly in terms of the change that was seen in the data driven world. There's a lot of advancements happening at scale in some of the technologies. What do you believe are some of the emerging trends that will define EXL's journey in the upcoming years, right? In terms of not just the innovations that are happening in across the board, but at the same time the market which we are seeing, right? And the overall enthusiasm across not just enterprises but even countries to build onto this ecosystem, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that first of all, in my view, Kashyap, AI is going to reframe the game of services industry. No second thoughts on that. This is definitely true. We are seeing that AI is changing. And it has a lot of transformative potential in traditional services like driving efficiencies, enhancing customer experience. I'll give you one example of customer experience. Earlier, a customer facing agent will have to scan through all the documents to answer a customer on the call, and he or she will not have information about customers' prior history. But today, that same customer facing agent is armed with real time intelligence about customers' prior history, their previous call transcripts, their lifestyle traits from external data, their behavioral aspects and demographic aspects. And they have that ability to do a sentiment monitoring right there on the call, do proactive nudges, and ensure that they're able to provide personalized recommendations to the customer on the call. So things are changing in the customer experience in the customer experience space, as well as in the improving productivity and experience of the colleagues as well. So let's take an example of developers, right? Earlier, for regulated industries like banking, we'll have developers who will help with the conversion from SAS to Python. But right now, we have already solutions that will do automated code conversions and automated testing, documentation, and the metadata management. So that will be done in a more streamlined way. So there are definitely very emerging AI trends that are happening right now, which are disrupting and changing the demand for our services. So it is really changing from FTs that clients used to come and say that, can we get, a team of 10 people, a COE that you can set up. Now we are seeing that, the demand is more for solutions. And of course, those solutions can have the products that we have, repeatable assets, but at the same time, it will have some human in the loop to support that. So that change is something that we are definitely seeing.
Are you excited?
I'm super excited. I mean, like, yeah. See, I'll be honest. I actually come from Delhi School of Economics. I have econometrics background, so AI has been my passion since day one. So I love to solve both business and social problems with the help of data and AI. And there can be no other exciting time for me than this. It just gives me a different level of kick.
On that note, thank you so much, Deepti, for walking through not just EXL's journey, but your personal journey working with some of the close leadership and the organization. Very inspiring to hear your story as well as the way EXL has been adopting recently. It has always been adopting, but recently in terms of data and AI and some of the things that you're doing. Thank you so much again for making the time.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was super fun.